Hi, thrifty friends. It's Laura. It's October the 1st, and I'm starting to think about putting everything to bed here out in my little garden. But some things are still showing so beautifully. I wanted to just take you on a quick garden tour. This is an old toolbox that has impatiens and sweet potato vine in it, and it's just showed so beautifully all summer. I just love it. So down here, I just have my last container of carrots. I moved them here so they'd be more in the sunshine, and I'm getting really tiny carrots out of it, but boy, they taste good. Over here, my little granny's wagon, I have my basil and this trailing rosemary. I love this vine. This I'm going to bring in. This I've already harvested and dehydrated quite a bit of it. And then here is my sort of phalanx of flowers here. I don't usually have so many flowers, but because my sister worked for a company this year and there was lots of leftovers and rejected things, I got lots of flowers. So nothing much to do here. They'll just have to go when the first bad frost hits us. There is a volunteer tomato that's scooted up here, and there's a few on it. I'm trying to hang on as best I can. I'll pick everything before there's a hard frost predicted, but right now we're still hanging in there. There's an English ivy mixed in with, I forget what this stuff is, but it's just, my niece is supposed to come and take that before winter sets in. And I don't have a lot of room to have them in the house, which is too bad, but it would be nice that it goes to a good home. I've just potted this little guy up so that he can come in the house. And these are cuttings off of a mum, if you can believe it. They're flowering like crazy, and they're just in some water, so I've got to do something with them pretty shortly. I found a couple of cucumbers. They're still good. I'll have them for supper. There's one of my summer vacationers. It's got to come back in the house. This is a lime basil. So I'm just hoping it'll go to seed before the frost kills it, and I can harvest the seed. I liked it, but not enough to save any of it for winter. There's my, actually that's Rachel's oxalis, and it's got to come in the house quickly. And my poor African violet, which just looked so unhappy out here all summer. But anyways, this was my set of shelves that a friend found on the side of the road, and they're just plastic, so they've worked out really well beside my potting table here to just keep all my bits and bobs handy. Ladies, if you don't want your men in your life to take your hammer, put sparkly tape on it and hearts. It works, honest. My rain barrel is full. We've had tons of rain. How do you keep the mosquitoes from laying their eggs in them? There's a million mosquito larvae in there. This was one of the house plants that came from my sister. I don't even really remember what it is. It's a beautiful color, and look at that absolutely delicate flower that comes on it. So I'm hoping I can give that away to somebody. And this is a chamomile that I dug up on the side of the road. So I've just enjoyed it, had a couple of cups of tea out of it. And we have some tomatoes here that are just hanging in. Hopefully we'll get those tomatoes to start to turn a little bit red before I have to take them in. This is a mum that's gone absolutely crazy. It's, I don't know, about 3 feet tall, but it's all fallen over. So I want to try to get that in the ground before too much longer. Some pepper plants that I have to harvest. A few little peppers on there. These tomatoes got put in really late, but they seem to like it here, and there's lots to be harvested. But again, I like to see them just start to turn, and then I'll bring them in. There's some that just aren't gonna make it. They're just way too small. But anyway, it was fun. That's all the garden is for me, really. It's fun. There's a few peppers here. I got a red one. I think that one wants to be purple. Not really sure, but I've just been harvesting them and having them for supper whenever. And this wandering Jew is actually not one plant. There's a whole bunch of pots in there. So I'm going to pull those out and put them at the end of the driveway and see if any neighbors would like to have them. My little table with our little bitty pumpkins. The kids and I grew these little tiny pumpkins this year. We had fun. They thought it was just great. My swamped out tomato plant, I forgot to put a hole in the bottom of this container. Excuse me. That's what's left of my spring onions. Just a few left to go in the house for salads. My favorite little saying that's always in my garden. And this tub had a yellow zucchini. I got quite a few off of it, but I think it's had the biscuit now. There's a rosemary. I have dehydrated a lot of rosemary, but I'll try and get this in so that it doesn't go to waste. And I just ate the pepper off this guy, so that plant is done. And this is a lovely weed. But it's in with this tomato, so we have a few that are on the verge of turning on this tomato, so we'll hopefully get those. A little bit of kale left in my kale pot, and this is my greens bed, and I pulled everything out quite a few weeks ago and reseeded it. Now the arugula has come up really nicely. There's a little bit of kale, not much of anything else showed its face, but someone's moving in. I don't know what that would be, if it's a chipmunk or whatever. I don't think that'd be a warm place to spend the winter. But anyway, here's my beans in pots, and if you follow this, it goes about 20 feet up into the ornamental crabapple that hangs over from my neighbors. It's absolutely beautiful. So when I pull it down, those beans are just going to be used for seed. So I'll bring you back down. The kids' playhouse. That's a daylily that I got out of the compost pile up at the park. And this other little Kentucky Wonder bean has had the biscuit. I think, did I see? Oh, there's one little snack there. But yeah, that's done. It's done its duties for the summer. Now this volunteer has plunked itself in here, but if you know, it's a sambuca. It's a sambucas elderberry. Now it's a big shrub, so I don't think it can stay in here, but I'm going to leave it in here for the winter and then try and find a home for it. I love elderberry. I love making a coulis, jam, and then in the fall the cedar waxwings come and clean off whatever you've left there. Look at that pepper. That's a beauty. There's Santa. Hi, Santa. And a random basil. So yeah, and a few tomatoes that will be hopefully coming. We're not having anything below 0 or any really bad frost predicted for another week or two, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. This bed's gotten kind of crazy. I have some beets down there that really haven't filled out, but I'm enjoying them as a little snack here and there. And this is one of the little pumpkins. It found its way over here. I went crazy with these this year, but I sure enjoyed the lovely orange. There's my 2 mints, and I have I've harvested about as much as that as I would like. Here is I have 3 different kinds of lavender in here, but somebody's digging in here as well. I see a lot of chipmunks out here, so don't mind me. This is what I had my beans in, and oh, there's one that got away from me. That's okay, we'll keep that for seed. But I had quite a few good feeds off of that. My dill, I'm just gonna harvest the seeds off of this. These are my celery that I regrow from the bottoms of store-bought celeries. And this has finally given up the ghost. This has been so beautiful all summer. This is the lady's thumb. There is the chives have gone to seed. I'll harvest some of that seed. This coleus has been absolutely gorgeous. And look at this verbena. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really likes the fall. And this little container is starting to wane, but look at the colors on that. Isn't that beautiful? That was all flowers that came from my sister from her job. So, have I shown you everything? I think so. That's my little October 1st garden tour. And I don't mind the backyard. We had the new septic put in and things are still a bit of a mess. So I'll be putting it to bed this week and thinking about all the fun things I'm going to do next year with it. So take care, everybody. I hope you're enjoying absolutely gorgeous fall weather. Today has just been absolutely lovely. It's one of those days you just want to not let a minute get by you. You want to enjoy every minute of it. So, okay, take care. Bye for now.